Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Lorcana video. Today we have yet some more gameplay at my local league. We are playing Blurple once again, but our opponent has brought quite an interesting deck that had some intriguing combos that I really liked. So I really wanted to highlight his deck in this particular video. So yeah, my friend Mikey here has brought a blue steel deck centered around the Titan Pyros, which we don't see very often in gameplay. And he combos him with cards like the new Floodborn King Arthur, the Location Thieves, and cards like the 6-cost Aerial to win in really surprising ways. So yeah, the gameplay in this video is actually several weeks old, so he has since optimized the deck. I'll let him go over the most recent version he's come up with for now, and then during gameplay we'll probably look over some of the differences and maybe commentate on some of that. Before we get started though, hey, we're at 800 subs. We are so close to the 1k goal and giving away the set 5 Shimmering Skies Trove to one of you lucky winners. So if you haven't already, go check out the video linked here right now and also down below, and follow the directions to sign up for the giveaway. Not only that, for you guys still here and watching right now, here's a second chance to win. If you comment below hashtag 0 to 1k, just like in the other video, you'll be entered a second time into the giveaway, giving you twice the chance to win. So yeah, do that below in this video right now. Anywho, without further ado, here's my friend Mikey to go over his deck. So thanks for joining me today, and go ahead.
Yeah, so when Arthur, the legendary, first came out, that's when I first saw him, I thought he was really going to be broken because of his ability. And so I wanted to make a deck around him, and then I saw Pyros, which, you know, during my turn, whenever he banishes another character, he gets to ready himself. So I wanted to create this as a basis for the deck, and my thought process was that if I can have them stick on board, then it's basically like a B prep, but with characters. So that was the original idea for the basis of this deck. Since Arthur is a 7-cost uninkable, I knew I needed to probably go into the blue ink just to ramp up into him. Otherwise, I think it'd be really slow. So I couldn't do this combo outside of blue steel. So to get there, you know, looking at the 1-drops such as Popsicle, Fortisphere, and develop your brain. So that's just a standard, you know, blue steel 1-drops, nothing too special. The develop your brain is just for a little bit more consistency. It hurt really bad when I didn't get the Popsicle or Fortisphere. So, and also if you really need a specific 2-drop like Mr. Shumi or Tipo and it's not in your hand, I thought that develop your brain could clutch sometimes. So, and it did in some matches. Tipo is also the big star of this deck because he accelerates me into getting the Pyros online, and it's also really cool with him because you can do Tipo into plate armor. What plate armor does is that it gives your chosen character resist 2 until the start of your next turn. So my thought process was, if I can just, you know, do the Popsicle into Tipo into plate armor and then Pyros, he's going to, you know, probably make your opponent stop questing, or he's going to force some trades that they probably wouldn't want to do if they don't want to stop questing or doing whatever they want to do. And if they do stop questing, which is, you know, the ideal scenario, that I could in 1 or 2 turns play Arthur and just wipe their board. So that's the ideal combo. If I were to not get the Tipo, then Mr. Shumi is obviously the second best choice to have. Or if I know we're going into a, you know, straight aggro deck like Amber Amethyst, then Shmi is probably the way to go just to do those early trades. And then the Pete, you know, lock down the Amber Steel decks or Green Emerald, just kind of there just to prevent some plays from being done. And then the idea with the smashes is that against Green Emerald in particular, I can shut down the Diablo. Even with Cove, I can shut down the Ursula singing. Against Amber Steel, I can shut down the Aerials or the any other 3-drop that sing for 5, so I can stop their wheel early on. So basically this idea was just to like halt them a little bit more until I can get the Pyros online. For the late game, I did optimize this deck to be better against into red blue in particular, with the 3 Aerials, 3 Hades, and 3 Tamatoas. So if this deck, if I don't lose really early on, then I have a really good late game like set of cards to choose from, either through Pyros or just straight questing with big characters. And Rise of Titans is necessary for, red purple or any big location decks. And with Beast, Tragic Hero, I initially had 4, but I thought it was a little bit overkill. I was usually just finding myself to play the Harams anyway, and you get so much consistency from Popsicle, Fortisphere, Develop Your Brain, Vision of the Future. And Beast really only comes online against Green Emerald, because if you stick Beast with plate armor, they literally can't touch your Beast unless they, I don't know, like they trade the big Tinkerbell into your Beast if he's exerted or something. And another cool combo with plate armor is that if you put down a plate armor and then into aerial and then another plate armor, that's +4 resist. Like a Maui can't get through that and take out the aerial. So if I find my hand to be just plate armors, aerial, and just ramp, they'll just go down that route.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I love what I see here. And the other part of the combo is Pyros doesn't really, he doesn't say that he readies himself. He readies any character. So he combos with Ariel and Tamatoa and stuff pretty well.
Yeah, so ideally, like people are not gonna let you do this if they know what you're trying to do. But if you have Pyros and Ariel on board, you quest with Ariel for 5, and then if you can, you trade into the enemy character, and instead of readying up the Pyros, he's gonna ready up the Ariel, which then you'll get another 5 lore. So that's like basically a second lucky, another lucky dime.
Right.
Or if you have a lucky dime on board that turn as well, then that's 15 lore in one turn.
Oh yes, right, true. Or with Tamatoa, it'll be even bigger, right?
yeah, even with Tamatoa. And so the ideal curve is Pyros into Ariel into Arthur, because then Pyros wipes the entire board and you get to ready up the Ariel again. So.
Right. Yeah, no, that is awesome. Yeah, no, I really like the ingenuity of the deck. So yeah, thanks for spending some time talking to me today.
Yeah, no problem.
So without further ado, let us get into the gameplay. Getting straight into it, we are playing Blurple, as we said before, up against this Pyros blue steel build. We're playing a best of 2, so we'll see how our deck matches up against this deck. And yeah, this I think we mentioned before, this is an older build, a much older build. So the deck list that we just saw is his newer adaptation of it. So when differences come up, I'll try and point them out if I remember them. But yeah, getting straight into it, we are on to play against this blue steel deck. We miss our turn 1. Our opponent gets Fortisphere. On turn 2, we get Tipo, and on turn 2, our opponent plays Visions of the Future. On turn 3, we play a Merlin Crab because I think it was the only 3-drop we had. And our opponent gets Fishbone and gets out a Popsicle, and following that, we get to sing Friends with our Crab and play out Mickey Detective, and now we're all cut up. Gameplay goes pretty fast, but yeah, on our opponent's next turn, he gets the Pyros out on the field. At this point, I'm not entirely sure what his deck does, but I know that Pyros is the center of it, and I just know that I don't want it to stay on the field. So yeah, we sing Friends again, this time with Mickey. Then we get our Elsa to exert the Pyros, and we trade into it with Crab, buffing our Tipo, and both of them taking out the Pyros. So good start so far. Our opponent on the next turn is going to get Ariel out, and then this concerns me because she has Ward. We can't exert her, and she's gonna be a tough cookie to crack. So we double sing Friends. That was every single Friends we had in our deck. I drew every single one. We sing it with Mickey and sing it with Elsa. Then we play out our Rabbit and our Goat. We're trying to put out our pressure here and just try to overwhelm them this way. But yeah, back to our opponent's turn. He gets up to 8 ink double plate mail onto this Ariel, who now has resist 4 on it, so very hard to take out. I shift into Merlin, and I remember I searched for Crab here because I'm like, the only way we can bust this Ariel is with the Crab. So that is going to be our goal here. He's quested up to 5, and we just quested everything to equal that, and we got up to 8. But yeah, our opponent plays Arthur on his turn. He doesn't want to challenge though. It's just to continue the pressure of Lorgain, while he continues to plate mail this Ariel to protect her. We got our Crab now though, so We play our crab, I quest out, and I play out my Madam Mim Purple Dragon. I rarely get to use this card, but I love it every time I do. Now that Elsa is double buffed, she has enough strength to take out this Ariel. And yeah, I remember I played the Purple Dragon specifically because I didn't have another Madam Mim, and I needed to bounce the crab for the extra damage. So that's where she came along, and now she's doing great because she's evasive. Our opponent can't really answer her, and even though he quests out here with his Arthur is not enough, we are way ahead here, and we take the first round. So yeah, we busted open our opponent's plan here with the Pyros, so that was very nice. But yeah, so far haven't seen much difference in the build. I think this original build, he said, doesn't have Hades, so we kind of lucked out there. But yeah, either way, going into the next game here, our opponent starts Popsicle. We start with Rafiki, and our opponent gets Shmi out, and we get Tipo. So yeah, our opponent on the play here, we'll see how different this might play out. But yeah, he continues with his plan. He gets Fishbone again as well. So we are both ramping very nicely into whatever we want to be doing here. Unfortunately, I don't have a turn 3 play. Or, never mind, I lied, sorry. I had turned a box and I thought that was it, but I actually have a snake. So I bounced the Tipo back for the snake, and I'll probably be using him for ink a bit later. But our opponent is already up to Pyros again. His Pyros shenanigans starts quick, but we have our Elsa again. We never want to see this Pyros make landfall, so we exert it and we take him out with our Rafiki and our other character that I don't remember. But yeah, our opponent finds that he has another Pyros, so he actually trades his Shmi into our Madam Mim snake, and the reason is I think he's afraid of another Elsa dropping and him losing this Pyros. So he just want to make sure and that this Pyros sticks on the board. So Pyros is here. We get our Donald Duck Detective out, and here's a card that we didn't see in the original list, but he has a dock. So he actually threw his entire hand into ink with the Fishbone and the ink return, and then he plays dock to replenish his hand, and we, on our turn, are gonna get our Ursula out, our 7-cost Ursula. And since we don't have an Elsa, we're gonna be using her to hopefully quest. We're gonna sing and exert this Pyros. But yeah, our opponent gets Hiram out, and then we see he finds another Pyros because he sees that he's gonna be losing the Pyros this turn. So he is just getting ahead of the game by playing another one, and we can't exert them both. So here we go, we quest with Ursula, we get one of the Pyroses down, and then we play out a crab to buff our Elsa to take out that Pyros. So already some more threats to deal with. Hiram is going to quest. He's going to get rid of his Fishbone to draw 2 more, and you're going to see he's going to also drop the King Arthur. The King Arthur comes down here, and then the thieves that we don't actually see in his list right now, but with the thieves and the Arthur, now the Pyros can attack ready characters, has resist +2, so he just starts swinging for the fences, takes out all of our characters, gaining 2 lore every time he swings, and he uses a Popsicle to heal so that he can take out the last crab. So crazy. I think the thieves was amazing. I think he should put it back in. So yeah, if I ran this deck, I would definitely run thieves. But hey, either way, we scoop here. We are out of cards. We cannot match this board, but an amazing board wipe on an amazing turn. And yeah, well played to my opponent. I really like this deck. Maybe I'll try my own variation of it sometime in the future. But yeah, until then, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of featured deck format, and hope to do more in the future. But yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.